Wendy Williams.
Ain't playing. I like to present you the winner of the Gangsters of the Year award.
Once again.
Introducing the queen.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. Can you tell? Energy up. Drama even upper. I'm glad you're here today. We have a special guest coming in, Jim Jones. I think that this is the first member of the Dipset that because I interviewed Cameron years ago, Horse and Carriage, he and Mace. But since then, it's been nobody. Jim Jones is coming through today, okay? Plus, I'm going to tell you 10 things you never knew about Desperate Housewives. We're going to talk about Destiny's Child today because I think they think that they're real under the radar because of the whole Michael Jackson thing. We can continue to talk about Michael Jackson. I want to talk to you about Tom and Katie, cruising homes, them. Yeah, exactly. Plus, I got a juicy blind item for you, which I'm going to thinly veil, and I've got tickets all day long for my VIP record release party on June 22nd in New York City. So if you like it today, I love you for listening. It is what it is, everybody. The phone lines are wide open. I'm Wendy Williams, and welcome to the Wendy Williams Experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and distinction that I introduce to you the queen of all media, Wendy Williams.
Yeah, just something special. I know only you can deliver that. Scott! I was talking with Scott So behind the scenes. Hey, everybody. Glad to have the microphone on and be in front of the scenes. I dreamt about this all of my life. Glad to still be doing it. Thank you for being here today. So what's going on around here? Are we still dealing with Michael Jackson today? Yes, no, maybe so. I was talking with, a variety of my go-to people yesterday after the verdict. And also various people, at the shops and on the boulevard, you get around, you talk to people. Don't you talk to people? Hell no. But you know what I'm saying. It's been the top of mind. As a matter of fact, shout out to all you people who are socially retarded. This is a perfect icebreaker. How about that Michael Jackson? But only plan on using that. You've got another 7 hours before we can put that where back there.
Put that where?
I was talking to one of my coworkers, Tina, a little bit earlier before the show, and she was like, I mentioned Michael to her, because I was talking about Destiny's Child. And she said, I mentioned Destiny's Child, rather. And she said, well, she knows that Destiny is glad that Michael's verdict came out right away to take focus off their breakup, which to me isn't necessarily a negative thing. We all saw it coming. But just the idea, and I was like, oh, no, Tina, because Michael Jackson is so yesterday. She said, I agree. She said, I said, I'm conquering new territory today. I mean, unless you guys call up and you want to talk incessantly about. Do you ever watch that show on CNN, Anderson Cooper 360? He is it Diane von Furstenberg or Gloria Vanderbilt's son? A fabulous fashion woman. Anyway, I've been on his show before on CNN, and so I'm going to be on it today. He's going to be coming over. When I tell you guys, we'll be back after these messages. That's when he's going to be in here during the commercial break and when the songs are playing and stuff like that. So, and I'm supposed to be talking Michael Jackson. I was supposed to be talking Michael Jackson this morning on the Today Show. And when I got there, literally, we did the pre-interview, and I've been on the Today Show before. Matt Lauer has hosted my segment, the gossip. Today I was supposed to, when a black gets in trouble, you know how it is, So there's Michael. Well, originally black. Anyway. So Michael, it was all about Michael today on the Today Show. And I guess when they were putting the show together yesterday, so they called up, my people and, we're like, we'll have Wendy on and all like that. And, they sent the car and whatnot, but what had happened? And I wasn't insulted at all. They were able to get a hand on a juror or two. And this guy, Jamie Masada, who introduced Michael actually to this little boy. Now, I know Jamie because Jamie is our partner over at the Laugh Factory. Every Wednesday, the Wendy Williams Comedy Experience. Jamie's roots are in comedy. He originally, I guess, went into business to annihilate Mitzi Shore or something. It's Pauly Shore's mom. She owns, That's just a little comedy joke there. Anyway, so that's how I know Jamie. But Jamie's told me before, when this case first got started, he was like, I introduced Michael to this kid. I'm probably going to have to be called to... And I don't know whether he ever got called to testify, but he certainly got called this morning on the Today Show. I say all that to say the green room was full of people closer to Michael than I could have ever been. So I was... Can you pay attention? Anyway, closer than I'm sorry, distracted. Where was I? Anyway, so I wasn't on the Today Show, but I was here and I was ready and I was, in the city exceptionally early. So, nothing like a good sample sale to take my mind off my troubles. I went into Diane von Furstenberg. It was okay. Shout out to any lady in the New York vicinity or any woman who enjoys going to, or men, the stylist or, the drag queen community, whoever. If you're interested in wearing like Diane von Furstenberg, can I warn you ahead of time? I got 3 dresses, like cute stuff, but a lot of the same stuff, but cute stuff. I mean, you could get a wrap dress for $100. That's a deal. I got 3. You can throw on a DVF and look fabulous no matter where you go. Taryn, who is Anderson Cooper's mother? Is it Gloria Vanderbilt? Can you ask in the office? Sure. Thanks. I'm trying to figure this out. Gloria Vanderbilt's mother or Diane von Furstenberg? If it is Diane von Furstenberg, then I want to show him the dresses that I bought to support his empire. Give the rich more money. Damn. Jim Jones is coming in today. I'm excited about that. The WB has signed Vivica Fox's show, The Starlet, right back up. She didn't even say that the other day when she was here. She probably didn't want to. She probably didn't want to jinx the situation. But congratulations, Viv. Does she hustle or does she hustle? That's probably why we get along, My street name is Henrietta Hustle.
Ooh.
I didn't tell you.
Double H?
I've been hosting a lot of mixtapes recently. You know what I'm saying? And so, supporting my CD and stuff. Shout out to all the mixtape DJs, street DJs and whatnot. Like, yo, motherfuckers. Except you can curse.
Yeah.
It's Wendy Williams, a.k.a. Henrietta Hustle.
Ooh. Hot.
Anyway, but Vivica Fox, I got to say, she is the truth. So the WB network announced yesterday that they're going to pick up their Starlet for a second season starting in January. And here's what the vice president of the WB says. I've got my eye on that Wendy Williams, but in the meantime, Vivica Fox's show, The Starlet... No, play. Only in my dreams. Oh, Anderson's here. Here he is in the other room.
He's hot.
He's good looking.
He's hot. The white hair works.
He's good. I got to tell you something. He grayed before his time, but is that not hot or hot? But the problem with a lot of men who think that they're hot when they gray early is you're losing a lot of density up there. You got to have the thickness and then all the gray.
There you go.
That's like Susie Orman, the money lady. She would look fabulous gray.
Yeah.
She's got so much hair. That's the thing. If you're going to really rock your gray at an earlier age, it might not be an earlier age for Susie. I mean, she might be a little bit older, maybe good plastic surgery. I don't know. She's a younger spirit to me. But Anderson is hot.
He is.
He's single, too.
Uh-oh.
I'm just trying to figure out, is his mother Gloria Vanderbilt or Diane von Furstenberg?
Either one of them are due.
But I have a bag full of DVF back here. I wanted to show him what I bought to support the empire.
There you go.
Or something. Maybe his mom can pull some extra wrap dresses, from the back, or tell me the precise day or hour to go to get the real good stuff.
Yeah.
Size 12s. Oh, answer that phone because that might be somebody letting me know.
Studio.
So, it's going to resume. What did I say? Second season in January. Okay. One Tree Hill is going to resume production in October. And by the way, Faye Dunaway will be back, going back to the Starlet. She will be back on the Starlet. And Vivica's going to return as well. So, and that's what we watched the Starlet for. I couldn't even tell you the 2 guys' names or the one guy's name. I mean, he was nice, but just, he blended into the woodwork. He didn't really do anything to make himself stick out. I mean, that was my opinion before the Starlet started Listen, I got 10 things you didn't know about Desperate Housewives. Do you want to know? Other than the pilot, all episodes are named after song titles. I never noticed that. Usually because I'm getting my drink, at the time of the episode title. That's real early in the show. Here's the number 2 thing. Felicity Huffman almost gave up acting to be a hairdresser. And who? Gloria Vanderbilt. Is he in the office? No. He's not? He might be in his car. I love Gloria Vanderbilt too, though. She's the tops. She's the upper strata. Da da da. Da, da, da. Gloria Vanderbilt bottoms are the tops. Bobby Short on the piano. Gloria lied seductively across the piano. That was the commercial for the original jeans line. The swan on the hip. Gloria Vanderbilt written on the right back booty cheek. She was the first person I knew who put a little stretch in her jeans to help we big girls along. And generously made her jeans cut generously up to a size 14. Because at the time I was a 16 and I'd be able to stretch up the tops. More about Desperate House. What's that sign say?
1.5 minutes.
Okay. The other thing about Desperate Housewives, in Spain, the show is known as Mujeres Desperadas.
Desperados?
No, I know Desperados when I see it. You don't know it all. Not Kira. I called you Kira earlier. Kirsten.
Yeah.
Kirsten goes to Yale.
That's education.
Yes, but you see, she just tried to jump in like she knows it all. That's the problem with these people when they're highly educated. The pomposity level is off the meat rack.
Common sense.
That. Oh, yeah. She's the first one to walk in the street and get hit.
Yeah.
No common sense. That is a myth, though, I believe. About because I've in later life I've met people who've spent a lot of life in books and just been as street smart as the next person. Pamela Anderson was the first choice to play Susan Myers. It eventually did go to Terry Hatcher. Guess why Pam turned it down? Are you ready for why Pam Anderson turned down the role that Terry Hatcher has on the show? She didn't want to dye her blonde hair brown.
What?
Why not wear a wig, Pam? Well, that's a blonde for you. Not thinking. Just playing, Pammy. She actually, you know what? She's one of those blondes who plays that role to the hilt. She really doesn't have to just take any old thing. If she doesn't want to. If she doesn't... Okay, she was a fool. Okay, she probably is kicking herself now.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 4 months now, and first time we had sex, he could not get it up at all.
Maybe it's drinking. Is he a drug user? Does he take any depressants or anything?
No, nothing.
Maybe it's...
How you doing?
The Wendy Williams Experience.
In the community, BLS.
Home of the $100,000 cash guarantee.
WBLS welcomes John Legend to the Starland Ballroom in Sayreville, New Jersey this Friday, June 17th.
BLS.
Latinos and Collard Greens, the play that asks if love between blacks and Latinos can survive, returns to New York to Florence Gould Hall, 59th Street between Park and Madison Avenues, Saturday, June 18th and 25th.
BLS.
Saturday, July 9th and Sunday, July 10th. Don't miss the Croton Point Park Music Festival featuring Stephanie Mills, Pieces of a Dream, Ohio Players, and more.
BLS.
This Black Music Month calendar is brought to you by Sounds of Harlem, a salute to music, a special produced by WCBS TV in conjunction with the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce. Watch it on BET Jazz. Check your local listing.
For more info, log on to WBLS.com.
Hey, everybody. It's the Wendy Williams Experience on 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B, Classic Soul, and the Wendy. Okay, my vote is for Steve Harvey. Man, that man had me going this morning. Shout out to you, Steve. He had LL Cool J on. Will Smith on this morning. It was nice. He was on the phone. But I didn't realize that Steve has a line. As a matter of fact, I think I did. I think I gossiped about this. He has a line of the big man suits out. You know, Steve's suits are extra. There's extra material everywhere, even if you're a little man. It's a lot of material. He no shortchanging you with the material, boy. And apparently they're couture suits. So he was talking with Will. Will and Jada, are going to be hosting the BET Awards. And I liked what he had to say to Will pertaining to the BET Awards. About how, you get big. That's not just, Will Smith, but just in general. A lot of people get big and they think they're too good for BET. And Will was saying, well, in order to, bring it back home, and, we're supposed to, bring back and make things, we're not supposed to be. Anyway, I liked what he said. And I also like that commercial that's running on BET with the Pinkett Smith family. I love that. I love that. And Steve, I already knew. I just wanted to reconfirm. Very funny. Very funny. You know what I mean? He's like a country boy in the big city, but the whole thing, like I like the whole thing, The country boy in the big city, funny. Yeah. That was what was up. What does he have, 4 more days here? He's celebrating 3 more days of summer. Don't forget to wake up with him tomorrow morning. See what I'm talking about. See what I'm crowing about. On my way into the Today Show, I was checking out Steve Harvey. I was like, all right. Everybody, me and the WBLS street team and whatnot. What is it, the chair breaking over there? Oh, it is what it is.
Nothing worse than that.
Broken chair and microphone and buttons. Anyway, we're going to be tomorrow night. It's Thursday. Wait, today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's not Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, Thursday is the official launch party of RealHipHopMagazine.com. We're also celebrating RealHipHop.com. Just the website alone is very successful. They've been in business for 5 years. It is the place to go when you want to know what is going on in the genre of hip hop and other. And on Thursday is the big party over at Club Speed. So I'll see you guys over there. It's at 39th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. That's going to be a lot of fun Thursday. So shout out to everybody at RealHipHopMagazine.com. I'll see you on Thursday night. I have to talk to you about LA weight loss. Days like this make me forget about food. Virtually, I need no reminder to eat correctly. Do you ever get into a snit sometimes where you're like so full of energy, you got so much stuff going on a particular day or whatever, maybe a nervous stomach or whatever it is, that you don't eat? I love days like that because you're not having a war in your head. What am I going to eat? That's not going to make me, gain 5,000 pounds. One thing, if you're a foodie like me, you wake up thinking about food. LA Weight Loss is a weight loss program that's designed where no food group is excluded. Just really, really wonderful. They specialize in the one-on-one weight loss counselor. That'll be a person that's assigned to you. You'll get along with wonderfully, and you kvetch to that person about your weight issues. They design a program specifically for you. 1-800-448-TRIM is the number. There are over 600 locations. There's got to be one near your job or your work. And they've been in business since 1987. Millions of people have lost millions of pounds, including me. I lost over 15 pounds on LA Weight Loss over a year ago. Have managed to keep it off. So stop into your nearest LA Weight Loss Center right now. Look, they're doing a deal. Look for the LA Slimmer Summer Guide and find out how you can win a $500 American Express gift certificate. You can apply it to your LA weight loss, I would imagine. 1-800-448-TRIM for LA weight loss. Call. You might see your results before summer's over. It's not unusual to lose like up to 7 to 10 pounds the first week. No, I think it's 3 to 7 pounds. I got passes here for the pink carpet party. You come in? The thing is, you can't buy your way in. It's like the first free party ever that I can think of this fabulosity. Man, it's, excuse me, my CD actually hit stores on June 28th. It's called Wendy Williams Brings the Heat Volume 1. And if you're wondering, because you've never heard me talk about music in this way, no, I'm not singing or rapping. I left it up to the professionals. Jaheim and Jadakiss, Joel Santana, hello, Jim Jones, and Product GNB. Do you see the connection? He's coming in today. Plus, I've never talked to him in this way. He was with Cameron at the time, but at the time, Jim wasn't the artist. It was Cameron was the artist. As a matter of fact, It might have been Jewels. They've been rolling together for so long. I've just never talked to anybody but Cameron. But Jewels and Jim Jones blessed me, along with Product GNB on my CD. Got this hot little joint on there. Marcus Houston is on it. Brooke Valentine, Beanie Man, Young Jeezy.
Your party's going to be crazy.
Why? Did you hear something now?
I heard that night the House of Kavasi Air is taking over.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yes. I did hear something about them wanting to be a sponsor. Okay, so it's sponsored by the House of Kavasi. We got crazy open barrage going on.
Cognac, the XO. Remember they gave you that expensive bottle?
A $5,000 bottle. They gave it to me the night of Dons and Divas, my biggest drinking night of the year, even over New Year's Eve. And I have to be responsible for a $5,000 bottle of liquor.
Well, I heard that you may or may not be cracking that bottle on the night of your album.
I was going to sell, and the cheap bitch that I am, I passed it off to one of the interns and asked her to please stay sober for the night.
Yeah.
And watch and her sole job was to watch the bottle. And I've covered it. As a matter of fact, that was 2 Dons and Divas ago.
Yeah.
I've had it for 2 years, but $5,000 liquor. I don't know how your life is rolling, but my life is not rolling where you just open that up just because. And lots of things that have happened. I remember my second book did a New York Times bestseller, and they were like, open it. I was like, oh, hell no, this is not good enough.
Yeah.
Wendy, you're maintaining your situation at BL. Open. No, not good enough. Wendy, you got your deal with Virgin. Nope, not good enough. So I'm wondering, when is it good enough before it starts growing bugs inside? So it might as well be the night of
22nd.
The pink carpet party, because I've developed quite thanks to Cuban links and people who've been giving me brown juice over the time. That's been good, but it hasn't been the $5,000 brown juice. Anyway, thank you, House of Cavassier, for being at the party, sponsoring the party. Thank you, Apple Bottom Jeans. Thank you, Question Mark Entertainment.
And Courtney at Gotham PR.
Thank you, Courtney at Gotham PR. We love you. And thank you very much, WBLS, who's got their foot all in. The support has been
crazy.
I don't know that you can get this kind of support anyplace else. I'm where I need to be, boy.
This is family.
Yeah. I'm supportive. So the WBLS prize pack, that's what I'm giving away now. Caller number 10. Listen to the BLS prize pack, because when I give them away, it's just, tickets for the party, which I'm thinking is good enough, not BLS. They got tickets for the VIP party, but you got to be 21 or older. A copy of the CD. I haven't even started. Thank you, WBLS, for doing this the way it's supposed to be done. An autographed copy of some bookage from me, and a Wendy Williams bobblehead doll. So this is a nice thank you, family. Thank you. We'd have to share some $5,000 brown juice with you.
Not too much.
It's a big bottle.
Oh, it is?
Oh, please. Oh. When it's the good stuff like 5,000, 2 shot glasses will have you on the ground for the rest of the night. Yeah, so therefore there's enough to go around with family. There definitely is. Anyway, caller number 10 right now is going to win the Wendy Williams Brings the Heat gift bag prize.
Yeah.
And the party's on June 22nd. We can't tell you exactly where it is until right before. We can't, it's all cryptic like that. But the CD is released on June 28th. And thank you in advance if you plan on going to cop that. We'll be back with the rest of the Desperate Housewives list. I have to give you all a blind item. And I'll catch Tourette's later. I started it yesterday. It's going down. Keep it here. It's the Wendy Williams Experience on 107.5 WBLS. Thanks. Hey, everybody. It's the Wendy Williams Experience. And did I tell you that Tiffany Amber Thiessen got Shannon Doherty's job in that new UPN sitcom Love, Inc.? Isn't that a bitch? You know what I'm saying? Shannon doesn't just lose the job because of the attitude, and she didn't test well with the audience, which is why, they had the pilot already, and they do these focus groups. And the focus group just, kept feeling that, Shannon Doherty was rubbing them the wrong way. I didn't hear anything of any diva attitude, for the purpose of the pilot or anything like that. I can't imagine somebody would start turning diva during a pilot, especially when your reputation precedes you of being, a Hellcat. But isn't that something? So she got replaced by not just somebody, but a girl that she knows. Tiffany Amber Thiessen, the very girl who was hired to spice up 90210. Remember when they kicked Shannon off that? They said, well, who's going to come in here and be the Hellcat? And they said, Tiffany. So there goes, I love Tiffany Amber Thiessen. I love the fullness of her face. She's not a skinny girl by regular life, or by a fat girl by regular life standards, but by Hollywood standards, they always poke at her waist line and, her weight and stuff. I think she's a great looking girl. She's not with Brian Austin Green anymore. She hasn't been with him for a while, I don't think. Anyway, Holly Robinson Pete, a friend in my head. Love her mother too. Shout out to Mrs. Robinson. Holly Robinson Pete is the star of this sitcom, and it's going to revolve around a dating service run by women. So that's Tiffany Amber, Holly Robinson. I smell something that could possibly be a hit. Listen, I'm a fan of that show with Jenny McCarthy. I didn't think I was going to be after Tracy Bingham lost the bar. Here in New York, there was a helicopter crash downtown on the East River. 7 people were rescued. This apparently has happened since we've been here today on the air. And I want to thank the Greffenberg Seeker for sending this in. Greffenberg Seeker also adds that Michael Jackson should do a Tina Turner and get that money for Steve Wynn for the one-man concert in Vegas first. I don't know that I like Michael in Vegas. Because I realize that's what Elvis did. And I know that's what Tina did. I know that's what Celine is doing. And I know playing Vegas, for one of those, 3-year runs at multi-million dollars, just sick money. I know that's prestigious. But for some reason, I look at Michael in his own lane, and this time for the better. Like, he's better than that. Like, I know the whispers that he's broke by Michael Jackson standards, broke. But he's better than Vegas. For one night or for 3 years. He's better than that. Nobody's, I haven't gotten, this is the first thing I've gotten about Michael all day. Nobody cares. Oh, here's another one. Dear Wendy, I'm very happy with the verdict. I've been idolizing Michael Jackson since I was a child, and he's always been on the weird side. People are playing R. Kelly nonstop, even though he's pending rape, yada, yada, yada. People are hypocrites to forgive and look past the freaky pervert R. Kelly, blah, blah, blah. And then they see Michael Jackson as somebody who is mentally off. Wendy, I'm glad Michael Jackson is not guilty. For those who believe he's guilty, thank God that you weren't on the jury. Well, I guess you're glad that I wasn't there. You know what? The case wasn't tried correctly. There was no evidence proving that Michael had molested people. And if, for one thing, we should all be happy that the justice system has worked. And I watched everything. I wasn't following the story, and I told you during the actual drama that was going on. It was my eyes were glazing over. Everything just looked like the same story being rehashed. I was the biggest proponent of let's all watch E reenact together. It's going to be like a daily soap opera. I couldn't follow that. And in the end, I found that they weren't able to prove a story, even though Michael got off. I'm still looking with the crooked eye, but I'm still looking at OJ with the crooked eye and Robert Blake too. And the majority of people that I talk to, like from my inner circle, people believe Michael's guilty. But everybody also agreed that there wasn't enough, in the evidence to convict. So, he's on. Some soul searching is definitely in order, and leaving the country probably is the best bet. Yada yada yada, and Oh, I told you I was going to give you the blind item. I wanted to finish out the I wanted to finish out the Desperate Housewife thing first. So I'll give you the blind item in another break, if you don't mind. So I was down to, all right, this is 10 things you didn't know about Desperate Housewives. The last thing that I left off was that Pamela Anderson was the first choice to play Susan Myers, the role that Terry Hatcher has. And Pam turned it down because she didn't want to dye her blonde hair brown, which, you know, she didn't think about wearing wigs, or it's just that she didn't want to work with the other women, or she just didn't need the money. But no, the answer is she didn't want to dye her hair. Well, she obviously doesn't know great wig shops. Of course she does. She did VIP, and, you know, she's changing clothes all the time. Cody on the show, who plays Zach, Cody Cash, who plays the character of Zach, didn't even own a TV. He bought one just to watch Desperate Housewives, to watch his body of work. All right, I got 3 more for you. 10 things you didn't know about Desperate Housewives. Marsha Cross got ready to turn down her role because she reminded the series creator too much of his, she almost got turned down for the role because she reminded the series creator too much of his own mother. And the second to last thing is Jesse Metcalf, you know, the gardener. His hobbies are playing the piano and sculpting. This is 10 things you didn't know about Desperate Housewives. And the last thing is Nicolette Sheridan was beaten out by Deborah Messing for the role of Will and Grace. Well, thank God, because Will and Grace is on its way out, and Nicolette's show is just on the launching pad. So, great. And I don't see, when I think of Nicolette Sheridan, I don't think of the funny. I think of the dramatic. Oh, and the last thing, one more thing. Felicity Huffman was Madonna's understudy when Madonna was on Broadway in that play that nobody saw, Speed the Plow. It is 10 things you didn't know about Desperate Housewives. If you loved the show, then you appreciated the list. I brought it in for you. Try not to waste your time. Okay, everybody. Send in your faxes. I'm going to go to faxes for the first segment of Advice Hour because Anderson Cooper is in the other room. I got to hustle another job.
It's Wendy, man.
Me and my wife have been married for 15 years. They threatened to leave.
What did you do?
Had a problem with drugs.
You got the drug voice.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Just asking, what's your drug of choice?
You name it.
Coke?
Yeah.
Weed?
Yeah.
Crack?
Yeah.
Heroin?
Yeah.
E-pills?
Yeah.
Whippets?
Alcohol.
Gorilla?
Yeah.
PCP?
Yeah.
The Wendy Williams Experience. Wow. Everybody needs some.
Should I leave? Like, is that selfish to my son?
Come get some.
Let me tell you, Wendy, it's really a trouble with a dude.
Advice out.
I'm having a problem with my fiance and his family.
I was in a relationship with this girl for like 18 months. She told me the relationship meant nothing.
Always drama.
Call Wendy right now. 1-866-GET-WENDY. Fax Wendy at 866-WENDY-FAX.
Wendy, can you give me advice on plastic surgery?
I want to know what's up with Little Kim.
Please, more gossip, more gossip. You need to pick it up.
Wendy girl, who's the gay rapper?
Matter of fact, it seems the same.
Rather controversial.
Controversy in the rap world.
This is what I know how to do, so I'm not playing.
I hear you.
Go hard or go home. The ain't playing.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Wendy's got the heat. Wendy's got the heat. The heat. The heat. The heat.
For this black cloud to follow, cause while it's over me,
it's 7 o'clock tonight on CNN. I have no idea. How do I look?
Wonderful.
I was going to run a brush through my hair, but I so hate the tamed brush look. As long as I have my MAC purr, I always feel as though, you know, in a little a little corn silk. My nose gets so oily around it. I haven't been able to find anything that controls. All right, so, yeah, I was just in the other room taping the Anderson Cooper show. It's called Anderson Cooper 360. It comes on CNN tonight at 7 o'clock, and then it probably reruns at some point in the morning. But I'm on there talking about Michael Jackson and my CD. You know, I have to weave that in. The Henrietta Hustle that I am. You know how I weaved it in? I said, They asked me, does Michael have a chance of a comeback? And I said, well, I know that record labels and the public takes chances on people all the time. I myself have a CD coming out on June 28th. Wendy Williams Brings the Heat. And these artists, how did I know they were going to pick up the phone? I don't sing or rap. I mean, I'm with Virgin Records. They, I guess, took a chance on me. Like, okay, should get a compilation CD, but how many people is she going to be able to compile? She talks about every damn body, you see. But when I called up Jadakiss and Jaheim and A. Marie and Maria Wine, they picked up the phone and they gave me original music. So, can Michael make a comeback? Stranger things have been done. See? I had to figure out a way how to weave it in there.
You did.
Did you invite Anderson to the party, Nicole? Fabulous.
What's this for? That's
for that lap dance.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I can't talk and pass at the same time. That's for my tuna fish. Thank you. All right, so, they're taking their B-roll now. Okay. You know what that is. That's when they just shooting the camera around the studio. I have to remember not to slump my shoulders. I'm wearing a halter today. Oh. When you slump your shoulders and push your arms too tight against your body, your arms spread out like a thigh, all big. Let me prop my arms up and hide the rest of the mess with my hair. All right, wait. It is advice hour, you guys. And I said I was going to go to the fax machine. First, do we have results of yesterday's poll question?
Yes, we do.
Did I give you a new poll question?
Nope.
All right, give me a moment.
You want the old one?
Yes. Did you agree with the Michael Jackson verdict? Look, we had to spin it around. I know we did Michael Jackson late last week, but in light of the verdict yesterday, do you agree with the Michael Jackson verdict? 83% of people said yes. 17% of people said no.
Wow.
Or are you part of the 83% or the 17%?
No, I agree. I don't agree with it. I mean, I agree with it. I'm sorry. I agree with it.
Yeah, I agree with the verdict.
Yeah.
Because they weren't able to prove the case.
Yeah.
But maybe the better question is...
Uh-oh.
Do you think Mike really did it? I mean, really?
It don't matter. Just as absurd.
Between me and you. All right, but you know what I'm saying. Are you forever looking at Mike with the OJ eye, with the Robert Blake eye? Oh. Dear Wendy, I need some advice on how to deal with sickening coworkers. Wendy, I'm 26 years old. I have a master's degree in public management, working at my job for about a year and a half. My immediate supervisor is insecure and wants to get her degree, but instead tries to downplay my accomplishments, which I don't even talk about often. Basically, she's one of those people that isn't happy if you have something that she wants and hasn't accomplished more in life than you. I'm sick of her antics and her putting her issues on me. To make matters worse, I don't even need a master's degree to get a job. Here's the example. My job works closely with the New York State officials, and I happen to be having conversation with one of them. Well, she'll jump right in the middle of the conversation and say, "Hey, no recruiting my staff without recruiting me first." Funny part is that they weren't even talking about job availabilities with me, Wendy. This is what I deal with 5 days a week. I love my job and my pay is excellent, and I have strongly considered resigning because I can't deal with her putting her insecurities on me. You didn't leave a question, but I guess your question is, what do you do? Chickie, you've accomplished so much in your life. 26, you've got your master's degree that you don't even need for your job, so apparently you're overqualified. You've got a supervisor who's sickeningly jealous of your accomplishments, and yeah, that is a good example of a supervisor like this. Hey, no recruiting my staff without recruiting me first. Listen, she's only one bump in the log. I wouldn't quit my job over it. You said you love your job. The pay is excellent. Don't quit. Figure out a better way to deal. Use some of that master's degree braininess of yours to hatch a plan on how to deal with her, and it's not going to include you at all turning the tables and being like her, nor is it going to include you going over her head to somebody and telling on her. You're going to kill her with kindness, You're going to fall back on constantly acknowledging your own successes too. And I know you don't do this, but I'm just saying, I'm just reiterating what you already don't do. You know, because she's already sickeningly jealous. You got to love this. Don't run from it. Don't run from it. Stay on your job. You'll probably get the next best thing before she will. I have to tell you, I wonder if Michael's already disconnected the phones at Neverland. Oh. You know, and fired the staff in effort to move to Europe. I mean, wouldn't you be there by 4th of July weekend? Wouldn't you be in France to celebrate Bastille Day on July 14th, as opposed to here in a country that everybody's looking at you with the screw face? Even Al Sharpton, Al, I heard your comments on CNN. I heard your comments with Steve Harvey, and I do have to say, Al is with us. You know, Al is thinking what I was just telling you guys, which is justice was served. That was they couldn't prove anything on Michael. The evidence was weak. And from E! Entertainment on, the evidence was weak. So you have to let him go. And on that note, you have to be happy that at least the justice system worked. They didn't string a Negro up, so to speak, on the Negro part. But you know what I'm saying? They didn't string him up. They let him go through lack of evidence. But if I'm not mistaken, in Al's talk, I sensed him saying, "You're the lucky one there, and you need to get yourself together." Which, if Al is thinking like me, and now I'm not saying he's thinking like me, this is me thinking, that means you were guiltier than sin, brother. And you are lucky you got off because they didn't have their crap together. And you should have gotten off because they didn't have their crap together. But whatever you've been up to, and there's something rotten going on. I was talking to my own mom. Everybody that I talked to was saying the same thing. If they weren't already saying, I can't believe he got off. You know, but they were saying, you know, people like you had to let him off. They didn't prove anything in their trying of the case. And the media helped by being all in it, just messing stuff up. You know how we do. Over commenting on things. Showing too many pictures. I wish that E! didn't have it on TV. But I'm glad Michael's off. You know what? Because Michael's not built for prison time. He's not built for prison time, poor thing. And in prison, what he needs is psychological help, not to be locked behind bars. And he wouldn't have gotten that in prison. And I could only imagine that wasn't a party going on at the Jackson's house last night. You know what it was? It was a long overdue intervention where everybody was probably, you know, because you saw they all left this courtroom screw-faced. You know, like, wait until we get your white behind home. Wait until we get you home. Watch. Right? And then they got him home, and everybody dug into him, and all 105 pounds left. He's got to gain some weight. He's got to leave those boys alone. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. Disconnect the phones, by the way, and call Mushi, you know, the moving company, and let's get it on. Come on. We're leaving the country. Or at least you leave the country. We'll visit. Here I am. Wait, how much time do I have left in this break?
5 minutes.
Okay, that's good. Wendy, let me start off by saying I love the show. You give some pretty good advice, so I hope you'll be able to give me some. Wendy, I've been in my relationship for 4 months. It's with a married man.
Oh.
You know what kills me? How you all can come to a married woman like I'm supposed to be co-signing or asking. In a weird kind of twisted way, though, I like it. I like it that you haven't pigeonholed me into being some married away cornball woman. Because I could still... Mother has lived, honey. And in my mind, mother is still living. Oh. Okay. So to all the, whole harlots poaching with married men... I'm flattered that you still feel like you can come to me. Like, I'm not going to break you off, because I'm married. Because in my mind, I'm breaking you off. But, there's a whole other side. Let me continue. I've been in my relationship with a married man for 4 months. Here's the deal. This guy, He's been running after me, Wendy, for the last 3 years, but I was in a relationship during those 3 years. Now that I'm single and he's only been married for 1 year so far, Wendy, he treats me real good. He helps me pay my co-ed. Okay, so she goes to college. My food bills, for my house. He pays for my house. He helps me pay for my food bills for my house. He gives me money to get my hair done, my nails done, all the usual stuff. He also laid away a love ring for me that cost him $2,000. Okay, a love ring, I guess, is, what it is. A love ring. It can't be an engagement ring. Okay. He spends 2 or 3 nights at my house per week, Wendy. He also is planning a trip with me. He told me that he knows that this is going to happen eventually, and he thinks that he will tell his wife one day that he's in love with me. Mind you, he's been with her for 4 months, but chasing her for 3 years. And that he always wanted to be with me, Wendy, and that he's going to be with the woman that he always wants to be with from day one, and that's me. Wendy, what do you think about this? Oh, before I go, he has one brand new baby with his wife. Oh, gee, this is the before I go. He has a brand new baby with his wife. I don't cheat on him at all, Wendy. And I believe that there is no other woman on the side for him. What does that sign say? A minute?
1.5 minutes. Now.
Okay. We have sex at least 4 to 8 times a day.
Damn.
He's putting it down, Wendy. He's toe curling, okay? He's 34 and I'm 40. Wendy, please help me. Should I leave him or should I just keep going with the flow and see if he ends up being all mine? I mean, honestly speaking, Wendy, single guys that I meet aren't trying to spoil me the way this guy does. As you can tell by reading this letter, I am no jump off at all. Signed, yours truly, Confused. Okay, I only have a minute to get back at you, and that is not nearly enough time to break it down the way I need to break it down. But, honey, it is going to start with a woman of a certain age. Let me just write that down so I don't forget. Woman of a certain age. And it's going to end with hell yeah. All right, it's going to end with hell yeah. And I'll give you the meat in the next break. Thanks, everybody.
How you doing?
It's Wendy, man.
I'm constantly sleeping with my baby's daddy. He is engaged to get married to someone else. Should I give it all up and say, well, I tried to have a relationship here?
You can't have a relationship. He's engaged to somebody else. He's about to get married. Really, I just can't take it.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Brothers and sisters!
Taking it back, baby. Taking it back. Taking it back. Old school short shot.
Yes! The rhythm, the rebel. 2, 3.
A little play from back in the day. And me, it's Wendy, man. Wendy Williams. The Wendy Williams Experience. Experience.
This is exclusively
Man, the price and how they get away.
Wait, hold up, stop. Rewind that back.
All right, let's go.
I gotta hear that shit from the top.
This is exclusively on Wendy Williams.
Wendy got the heat.
Check it out. Back again with another hit. We got to do it for crew. Let them know we in the CL, hit them all.
What you gonna do?
Yo, did you catch this flashback?
Let's just revisit that Snoop Dogg fight and hit my gin and juice. I brought my CDs in from the car, and I was thinking, this is clearly not music to fight by. This is music to You swag in the club. What? This is like a theme song when you first get in a party. Oh, shoot. Bartender, give me my gin and juice. All right, what's up? How you doing? All right. And you swagger through the party, sipping out of that skinny straw. Shoulders snapping up and down. Neck knocking back a bit. See what I'm saying? You see something cute and fine standing over there. Now you start your head nod and you bite your bottom lip. Right? And you take another sip. And everybody in the party is beautiful. And you had you some get right before you got in the club. And your head is in the right space. Turn this up. Nobody's fighting. Everybody's lamping. Oh. So we gon' blow an ounce to this. G's up, breeze up. For a second now. Right? Now you got that right there, right? But they're on stage fighting at the I just don't get that. Now, the same club, the same people, but you throw on, as far as I'm concerned, music to fight by. Hit my MOP. Oh, shoot. Chuck your jewelry. Put the gin and juice down. Pick up an empty bottle of something. It might have to be your weapon of choice. Oh! 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 And then the beat is on.
This it right here. Miss a day, miss a whole lot. Coming through your speakers, boy. It's Wendy, man.
Hey everybody, it's the Wendy Williams Experience. I'm mighty glad you're here today. Shout out to Blake. Blake's got a problem. Wendy, to snip or not to snip? That is the question. My wife wants me to get a vasectomy, but we only have 2 children. We have 2 boys. Wendy, I want a girl. I'm 40 years old. What should I do? And yes, we're happily married. We've been married for 10 years. Blake, just because you have a 3rd child doesn't mean it's going to be a little girl. Not unless you do all that scientific stuff that they suggest you do if you want to engineer the sex of your child, which, do you believe that or not? B, Blake, if you're 40, I'm thinking that your wife is probably 35 to 43 herself. And after having 2 kids, she's probably glad to have her body back to being her own body. She might have even snapped back to the size 4 that she originally wore, or whatever size it was, when you first met her, Blake. She's probably paranoid of getting pregnant, which can be very distracting to women, thus making the sex not that good, at least in our minds. You ever be distracted, like, oh my gosh, the condoms. Or, all right, that's a little too deep, but you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, I just lost 10 pounds. Wouldn't it be a blip? I just lost 10 pounds. I got a promotion at my job. Have you ever thought about that? Like, in the middle of doing it. Like, oh, I just don't need a baby right now. I damn sure hope this sponge is in the right, or guys, have you ever thought of that? Like, right in the middle of, I don't need the condom to break now. And not because she's your jump off for some scandalous hoe, but because you just got that promotion, which requires a lot of traveling. You're all around the country, and, you just lost 15 pounds, and now you're looking better. Well, I got to tell you something. Vasectomies are reversible on men. That being said, this is your body, so ultimately, it's up to you to choose. But if I were you, I would have a serious discussion with your wife to find out even if she wants to have a 3rd child, because she might be dead set against it. If you really want to have a little girl, you could always adopt a little girl. Okay, if you're not into adoption, then I'm sorry I said that, but I happen to feel there's nothing wrong with adoption. But I think that a lot of men can't deal with adopting boys because they want a son in their own likeness. It's easier for them to adopt a girl, and we women, we just love everything. So, we'll adopt whatever and love it like a child, like our own child from our own loins. But I would have a discussion with your wife, because the idea of having a baby girl is great. But does your wife even know that you want to have a 3rd child? You're 40. How old is your wife? All of this plays in. If your wife is 40 like you are, you might be barking up the wrong tree. And she might not even be thinking about having a 3rd child, given all the health risks to the child and to the mother at 40 and beyond. Hell, at 36 and beyond. What is it? They're 38 and beyond. As far as I'm concerned, when you reach the point where you have to get that needle in your belly, the amniocentesis, I remember getting that and thinking, and I think it's by the time you get to 35, you have to get the amnio. Oh my gosh, I remember thinking and hearing the warnings, because you have to hear the warnings. You know, everything could pop and fall all over the place and you could lose the baby. And what? Why do I forget this? Because you're an old crow and the baby might have Down syndrome and you need to know what to do in advance, you know, in terms of planning your life. Oh my gosh, forget about it. I talk to your wife more. Wendy, what the hell is wrong? This is regarding that fax from the last break of Advice Hour. This person is responding. This is Monique. She has an attitude. She's bold black print. Wendy, what the hell is wrong with women these days? Do they feel they're not worthy of having their own man? So they keep jumping off with other women's husbands and boyfriends. Wendy, I am 19 years old and I have never in my life been involved with another. You know, it's so easy to talk when you're 19. I'm shouting out to women of a certain age. Women of a certain age, don't we remember being all idealistic like that when we were 19? Oh, I would never do this. I would never do that. You know, these are my political beliefs, and, you know, I am into recycling and, you know, let's save the earth and never, you know, I mean, all kinds of ideas that we have. I remember being 19 and thinking recycling was the best thing in the world. I got to tell you something. Everything goes in the same bin. You know, the big deal is who's taking the trash out and what time do I have to be to my next damn hustle, because life has become so expensive and competitive. I'm just saying, do we even have, Art, when I ask that the studio, do people actually put the plastic at the paper and the plastic and whatever in here? I mean, I know WBLS, my flagship, I know that we recycle as a station, but I'm talking about me as an individual. What? I'm not saying it's right to poach others, men, but I'm just being very humored by the ideology of this 19-year-old young lady. She's so innocent. Wendy, I am 19 years old. Why don't women get their own? That's why men are the way they are, because of dumb sluts, bitches of the world. If I ever found out that my boyfriend was cheating on me with somebody who knew he had a girlfriend, I'm going to beat her ass and his too. Oh. Women, listen up. If you stop jumping off with somebody else's man and becoming so emotionally attached to him, you might be able to find your own man. All this cheating is wrong. You need to stop. Oh, Monique, let me pinch your cheeks through the radio and then say, you know, in her own little way, in her own innocence, she's absolutely right. Women, I told you my answer was going to start with a woman of a certain age. That's right. You are 40 years old. He is 34 years old. 40 is not old. You know, we are peers in the same age category. But he's not leaving his wife and his newborn child for you. Trust and believe, sweetie dearie, because by the time he's already figured out how old your eggs are. And at 40, yes, we can still have kids and we can still drop it like it's hot, and many of us are still extremely moist. I'm just putting it down the way it needs to be. But and however, a lot of men don't seem to get that memo, you know. Some men think that means that, you know, we're so old, we fart dust, and you know, that's why I love and respect women like Vivica Fox, who turned it out for good or for bad with her poom poom shorts and so on and so forth. And I love the Desperate Housewives and all. I appreciate women in our age group just like doing it and showing that it can be done. But girlfriend, he's not leaving his wife and his brand new child, his wife of less than a year, for you. I don't care. He's been chasing you for 3 years. 3 years ago, you were 37. Oh. I'm not saying that makes a difference, but it makes a difference. At 37, you only need Botox here. And by 40, you need maybe... I mean, you know, a few more hits with the needle every year going up. At 37, you could still get away with scrubbing your face with oatmeal scrub. At 40, you're using age-defying night creams. You got one for under your eyes, one for around your nose, one for across your forehead. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the cellulite cream for your ass. Hell yeah is how I told you I would end it. As in, hell yeah, you need to move on. Stop being delusional, woman. I only say this for your own good. because I don't want to see you down the road with nothing.
Oh.
So you need as well. You might as well. You need as well. That means you need to, and you might as well. And when you need as well, leave now.
Wendy, man.
Michelle?
Yeah.
You're just having casual sex with him.
Right.
There is no engagement.
No.
He's got a girlfriend.
So-called. I'm pregnant now. Should I keep it?
Wait, hold on for just one moment. I'm about to reach through the phone and crack her skull.
The Wendy Williams Experience.